outside playing a got a bite. Heck yeah, hooked up. Got us a windy day here, guys. We're out doing some trolling. I'm gonna go over some of the stuff I do with wind, dealing with the wind, all that kind of stuff. And first we're gonna catch a fish. I'm doing a split here. I got cut bait on this side of the boat. I've got chicken on this side of the boat, and we're kind of trolling across a big flat here. Was thinking there may be some fish in here feeding on mussels, but this is not hitting our mussel bait. This is a big old chunk of cut white perch. We will take them any way we can get them. Not on fire bite wise. We got it here a little bit later. Oh, but this is a good fish. Go, get that board off of there. Boom, boom, boom. Again, running planer boards. Ooh, there you go, pull baby. Got some Catfish Pro rods and reels. This is one of their actual more affordable versions they got. Some Andy line on it. Like a decent fish. Bite's been not on fire, but it's been good, if that makes any sense. We're catching fish. It's not crazy like it was pre-spawn, but there's some fish. That's a good one. That's a nice one. Get a net on him real quick. Boom. Got him. Got him in the net. We'll take that baby. Let's get it up here and get a look at it. Right about 11, 12 pound fish. Starting to get some arches on the screen. That's a good thing. Hitting the old cut bait. I'm gonna be smart and use my grippers. I have torn my hands up trying to manhandle these things. Simmer. Good looking fish there. Nice blue cat. Nice bait. If you get some of these grippers, put you a float on them. Just in case one of your guy trip clients lets go of the entire fish before the grip's out of his mouth. Let's get it back alive. Made a move down the lake a little bit. That flat just was not producing, and came to a little different area. And I've got gizzard shad. I had a few shad left, so I put gizzard shad out on the starboard side. That's what hit this. Still got my chicken over on that side. Yeah, just decided to make a move. You cover that much water, you get one fish. It's a pretty good sign. You're either A, in the wrong place, those fish aren't feeding, or whatever. It wasn't working. So that one, nice little chunk of gizzard shad. Another eater size blue, but decided to come to this area, still pulling into the wind. The wind right now isn't horribly bad, manageable. Santee drift rigs, peg float. I like the black floats. I've been using that a bunch lately, especially in muddy water. Got to get you some black floats. And just some Carolina lake weights and circle hooks. Leader length, don't worry about it. 18 to 24 inches, somewhere in there. There's no magical number, but any of those will work. And I cast mine out behind the boat. A lot of people get on a guide trip with me and they go, oh, that's not right behind the boat. No, it's a good ways behind the boat. I think the angle of the fishing line helps with the hookups. So you can catch fish directly under a boat. It's been done. People do it all the time. I like them behind. I just like that angle. So here we go. Bait's in the water. We're got a good spread here. See if we can pop another one. We're just reeling in to check bait. This one got hit a minute ago, and I go to reeling and the line is like super slack. It was actually swam to the boat. This was on chicken. I was reeling in that last fish, and this one got hit, but never really pulled the rod down. It's another eater-sized fish. Boom. Get him in the boat here. I'll get in the, there we go. Hooked up solidly. That's a chicken bait. That one's a chicken, a little bigger fish. Heck yeah, look at that. Got a little more size to it. Good fish. Little mud. He's going back alive. Good entry. Yeah, the wind's starting to blow consistent now. We're probably at about 10 miles an hour or so. It's not horribly bad. I can still troll into it. I guess my motor's running about 4.5, somewhere right in there, keeping me at a half mile an hour. Got a good spread. Like I said, we got chicken on the port side, starboard side. I got the cut gizzard shad. So it's two fish kind of quick there. So I don't know if I'm coming through an area where we just got feeding fish or what. That's the way it can be out here, man. You can cover some water. Sometimes you don't mark fish, and obviously you're probably not going to catch anything. Sometimes you end up catching them before you're not marking them, or you go through an area where you are marking them and it's just not feeding. And you know, that's just fishing. That's just the way it is. You can't figure out the rhyme or reason. You can wait them out and fish it and keep fishing it and hope they turn on and hope they bite, or you can pack up, go for a boat ride, and try to find feeding fish. And that's kind of what I did. Just made a little run. Didn't run far, maybe a mile and a half or so. A lot of times I say if you're gonna make a move, make a big move. But this time I didn't. Wasn't that far. Just enough to, you know, find at least two. So at least two fish that are biting. You know, where you fish, where you drift, where you troll, kind of, you know, there's a lot of seasonality to that. You know, are you always in the deepest part? Absolutely not. Are you shallow? Sometimes. Are you, you know, in the medium range? Yes. You know, all of those places can hold fish. It is the beauty of trolling, is that you can cover water. It varies lake to lake, but if you can pick an area to where you can hit all those areas and all those ranges, especially if you're marking fish in all of them, you can kind of figure out what's going on if you've got the time to put in and spend out there on the water. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. The first little drift I made, I came across a river channel, came up an edge onto a flat, marked fish, you know, marked what I thought was fishable, catchable fish, but it wasn't on fire. So I made a move to an area kind of similar, a little more density to what I was seeing on sonar, and got two fairly quickly. Is it the only two dumb ones? I don't know. We'll have to keep dragging and find out. All right, guys, reeling in to reset. I'm gonna basically put out the drift sock. It's getting kind of howly, but I think I got a fish on. It was getting, some of the guys had the boat spinning there while the trolling motor was trying to find direction. I said, you know what, this is a good time to go ahead and go put out the drift sock, and was reeling in and noticed this board had some tension on it. So I think we got a fish. This is on cut bait side. This is one of the gizzard shad. But yeah, the boat kind of swirly and twirly. That'll happen when it's trying to find that Jew. There you go, a little head shake. You realized you're hooked now. And I'm gonna try just drifting with the wind. Big long drift across here. There he is. Good fishy. Boom. Get your fins up. Never grab a catfish when their fins are down. That is a recipe for disaster. Pretty fish. Blue, a little barky. Another either. Where's our bigger fish? I don't know. Finishing up the spawn. Who knows? Bag alive. Yeah, it just happened to have one on when I was reeling that stuff in. That happens a lot of times. But yeah, what happened was trolling into wind. Wind's kind of on and off, gusty. Boom, I got the boat spun. I said, you know what? I'm not going to battle this. So decided to drift with the wind, which is what I'm doing now. I've got the big drift sock out the back, the Easterland. As usually happens, the wind has started to die down, but it'll be back. It'll be gusting here in a second, but it's going to allow me to kind of go with the wind across this little area here, and should be able to keep the boat speed really slow. I do have my trolling motor in the water to kind of pick up in between, you know, when you got some of the lulls, trying to figure out the exact wind direction where the drift's going to go. This is the easiest way to fish if you're wanting to fish from a moving boat for catfish, just drifting with the wind. Now, you don't always have wind, but this is the easiest way. You throw a drift sock out, set it and forget it. Drift socks, they vary in size. I've got a big one made by Easterland. There's, you know, some smaller ones depending on the size of your boat and how much wind you want to fish in, will you know, determine the size drift sock. My suggestion is always buy the biggest drift sock first, like an Easterland, because you can open up the end on it, and then go smaller. I've got a couple of different smaller ones in here, so if I want just to slow it a little bit, but you know, now I control into the wind very effectively, so I don't use the small ones as much. But that's the plan. We're going to pull across here, see if there's one more fish. I see stuff kind of here and there on the sonar, which is what I like. So we'll see if one more bites. Got a fish on this board, or is it wrapped into another line? Made a pretty good pull across here, and it's not been on fire, to say the least. I can't tell if I think there may be a fish on here. But yeah, it's not on fire. It's kind of died here in the middle of the day. But I think there is one on here. This thing, I feel some movement. It must just be swimming with the boat like the last one. I'll be honest with you, that's kind of a bad sign when you hook into fish and they don't slam the rod down and just kind of swim with the boat. It's a sign that they may be getting into a somewhat lethargic state. Let's see if we can get this one off here and see what he looks like. Get the board out of the way. See which way he's going. He's back over to this side. Hopefully I'm not into 12 other lines, but based on the angle of where this board's at, I know I'm at least into a planer board. I see that. This will be a mess right here. Oh yeah, several lines. This will be a mess. Oh, if we can get him in here. Good fish. About too big to lift into the boat, to be perfectly honest, and he's barely hooked on top of that. Probably going to end up popping him free. Boom. There he is. He's off the hook. He's lassoed. See if I can get him untangled here. Come here, big boy. Come here, big boy. You're going to flip here and take off. Boom, he gone. Got him. Released. There's a mess. Stuff all over the place. I don't know what happened. That one got into, ate a bait, went off to the side, and made a mess. I got stuff all over the place now, so I have to get this untangled, and ooh, that looks really bad. Yeah, that ended up with a tangled mess there at the end, so I went ahead and got that untangled, cleaned up, and I'm calling it a day. It was not a bad bite, not on fire. I think you could keep catching fish. You would just have to cover water and just be committed to, you know, a day like today with the wind, long drifts, just long pulls. I think you'll pluck them off here and there. The fact that that fish swam off without a really violent bite, just like the other one, it tells me some of these fish may be a little bit on the lethargic side. So, and that can happen. We've been on a good run of good fishing here lately, so maybe starting to wane. But for today, we put a few in the boat.